Hey, this your girl Michelle.
This is Mariah, also known as Mariah Amazing.
And you know, hey.
And you are tuned into Melanin Voices. What's up, y'all?
Hey, y'all.
Poppin'.
What's poppin'? So today,
how's everybody's?
Oh, I was gonna say something, but go ahead, show.
Okay, so what's everybody been up to? What's going on? What's the update?
Me and Mariah booked our B&B to Columbia.
Oh yeah, we did.
But we found out we're not going to be there for as long as we thought we were going to be there.
Wow, yeah, so we ill prepared.
By we, she means she.
I am prepared as both.
So we're actually going to be going to Panama too.
Yeah, but that's good though. We get 2 countries in one.
I know. And isn't Daniel from Panama? So
yes.
I'm
Daniel
like,
from Insecure, he's Afro Latino. So that's
I'm
where
gonna
his
be
roots are
on
from. What if we find a
lookout.
Daniel out there?
I don't know. My life is going to be changed, to be honest.
You never know. Stay tuned.
And we're not going to be recording next week, guys. So sorry, just
we'll all
listen
be
to-
traveling
Yes,
because we're booked and busy.
Isn't that crazy? We're going to be traveling at the same time. Like, we're in sync. Our periods are in sync.
Wait, what?
I don't know. It's just
Yeah, we're in sync. But yeah, we booked and busy, I guess.
yes.
Yeah, I really hope that comes to.
Y'all not gonna find y'all Daniel, by the way, in no Panama.
Girl, you don't know? Shoot.
They look like us.
Where you found your man at? Okay.
Afro-Latina.
You found your man on the trip, didn't you?
Latino, my
Did you or
bad.
did you not?
Huh?
You found your man on the trip.
I did find my man on the trip. Y'all right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So maybe y'all will.
Thank you.
Don't no
Thank
shade
you.
over here. Thank
I
you.
hope. But he was from New York. Like, he wasn't from there.
It doesn't matter.
That
What are the-
doesn't
what are the
matter.
odds?
He could be visiting too.
Yeah, he could be.
Okay.
So
Shoot y'all shot when y'all can shoot it.
That's
and just so
pretty nice.
our listeners know that my daughter is up. So she wants to put her
If
little
you
2
have a
cent
problem with
in.
hearing Nova in the background,
this podcast isn't for you.
it's just not for you. I'm sorry. Like, we have other things outside of the podcast that we're involved with,
Just real
including
life
parenting.
lessons.
So we
Right.
can't do
Real life
nothing about that.
parenting, okay?
So,
What have you been up to, Michelle?
What have I been up to? I guess I'm just been really getting ready for the speed dating event
Yes.
coming up. So I finally solidified my host or co-host that's going to be doing the event with me.
That's the guy,
His name
right?
is Aubrey.
Okay.
Yes, his name is Aubrey, and he seems like he's a really cool dude. So he's actually has connections with the Shade Room
Oh wow.
and stuff. So he's going to talk to me about posting my event on there.
Yes,
So
lit.
we'll see.
Oh my
We'll see. And then
gosh.
I'll also make my other marketing strategy. So hopefully this is a good partnership. I went to go see the space that I'm going to rent out, and she's interested in partnering with me further.
Oh
So maybe it's going to be
yeah.
something I could continue doing maybe like once a month at her venue. And, hopefully keep this
Momentum.
thing.
That's
keep this thing
awesome.
going.
That's like
So-
confirmation
exciting.
right there. Like,
That is.
guys,
It's
just play
still,
some
I
role.
get so caught up. Like, I get very nervous when it comes down to recruiting and getting ready for it. So I just hope I sell out. I think that's always my biggest
Fear.
fear. Yeah. So I just been on the move trying to make sure I post, and I gotta get these emails out. I'm going to use MailChimp for the first time, so I gotta learn how to use it. I have like over 140 emails to send out to people who were on my wait list last event.
Hey, that's good though.
If I get that email out, hopefully they buy their tickets and I can sell out when they pretty quickly and then focus on
How many people are you looking to have? Or how many people would you like to?
60 to about 65 max, just
Okay.
to get a little extra tickets, just in case people don't show up. So because the venues out here in New York, they're just so small, like they're not as spacey, so I have to make sure I don't want it to be too crowded.
Yeah.
But the space is real. It's a real vibe. Like
Aw.
Skylight, like it's a cafe moving back into like this real bar, kind of red room kind of area. So
Ooh.
I really like it. It's a perfect little setting.
I'm
That's
so
good.
excited.
Me too.
I'm ready. Like, I'm gonna be there. I'm ready. Okay.
Me too. We
In
could.
Brooklyn. So hopefully this time I'm going to get a photographer, possibly a videographer, someone who can really make
Capture the moment.
make
Yeah.
the video really good for next marketing.
Mhm.
So it's a good investment just so I have it for next events.
Right. That's so
Lit.
fun.
That's what I've been up to, y'all. And getting ready for the wedding that I'm going to this week. So I
Oh,
know
did you get your
the
outfit?
address. Huh?
Oh no.
Did you find something?
I found something, yes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's delivered today. So fingers crossed that it fits. It's not too short or too
tight or too
too
big.
loose. So I'll see. But I get it today, and I got Nova a dress, and I got Jeff a shirt. Y'all know how hard it is to get him to go shopping and get him something. So I'm happy. So I guess it's a pretty productive week for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah. But you'll have fun though.
Yeah, I will. It's nice to get away from the city. It's always too draining when you live out here for a while. It's just nice to get away, a little breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
Literally, probably all that damn fucking, what do you call it?
Pollution?
Yeah.
Pollution. And hold up, one more thing, y'all. I did have a crazy weekend, but being a landlord it comes with its like flaws, and one of our pipes is growing roots in it. So, like, our piping was getting clogged up.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Me neither. Shit.
And also, our house is, like, on a hill, so our piping goes down into the house behind us, piping. And it flows off into the street. So, her lawn was, like, getting flooded, and it's from our piping. So, we went to go check it out, and we got it, like, went in and put a camera in there and seen that there's roots, like a big root growing in the pipe, and that's the reason why stuff keeps clogging up, because it won't come through. So y'all, it is
what the fuck
crazy. So now we have Jeff, since he's like the man or whatever, he's going and putting some stuff in there. Hopefully the roots go away and it's deteriorated, and we don't have to dig up the ground and take the tree out. You know how much money that's gonna cost me?
Too damn much.
A lot of money. So
who are you? Like, girl.
Y'all pray for my piping.
All right, we're gonna pray for your
I'm
pipes.
gonna pray.
That is the craziest thing. It's just it comes with the territory. So I always talk about the great things that can happen being a landlord, but there are also a lot of things that come with it.
Yeah.
So.
Did you watch the last week's episode of Insecure?
No. So I'm gonna watch after we get off this call.
Okay.
Please don't get mad at me.
Not this week's episode, the last one.
Yeah.
I feel like when you be a landlord, I just like vision that little boy come and knock on your door like, my mama said you changed the lot.
Right.
So
no, for real. I'm actually thinking about being a property manager part-time.
Oh,
that's crazy.
I know, right? And the fact that she was doing it, I was like, dang, what the heck?
Alignment.
So, but it's not gonna be as like, not like hers, but more so private homes and stuff.
Gotcha.
Like condos and
not like
stuff.
residential. Yeah.
Little boy,
so it's just gonna help me with learning more about real estate and stuff.
That'd be fun.
I don't think it's gonna be fun, but
I mean, it'll give you experience with being you already have experience.
Yeah, I want to eventually go into like $1 million listing. Like that's my goal, is to go into being property managers for like $1 million residential homes.
Okay, I think that's the first step.
Right. You moving in the right direction. Sound like
right.
Yeah. Well, and anyway, to talk about Insecure real quick, honestly, it's going by really slow and it's really boring.
No, that's what I was gonna say. This episode you're gonna really like. So I was like, dang, that sucks that she didn't watch it, because I feel like she would have liked it.
Okay, well, I'm gonna watch, but I'm just saying this.
Well, let me tell you what happened.
No, I'm not.
I'm just playing.
Don't tell her, but you're gonna like it. You're gonna like it.
Right.
She plays so much,
screaming the whole time, especially at the end of the episode. Ooh, it's juicy.
It's good. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
It's real juicy.
It's real juicy.
Nobody agrees.
She like, yeah, mom.
Yes, mom, you gotta watch, mom.
All right, y'all. So this week we are going to be talking about something that a good amount of people deal with. I mean, I feel like everybody doesn't deal with it. I think everybody does, but you know, it'd be like that sometime. So we are going to talk about the imposter syndrome. So there are a lot of different ways that you could look at imposter syndrome. So I guess we can all kind of talk about, you know, what it means for us, and I'll read a definition that I found on the internet first, and then we can kind of say what it means for us. All right, so imposter syndrome, also known as imposter phenomenon, imposterism, fraud syndrome, imposter experience, is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and has persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Despite internal evidence of their competence, those experiences, this phenomenon, blah, 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 blah. So my first question for you guys is, what does imposter syndrome mean to you? Not for you, but to you. Like, if you had to explain it to somebody, how would you explain it? Michelle?
I would say for me, it would be, let's see. I'm trying to think of the words. It would be like social conforming pressure.
Okay.
I say social conforming pressures because I think society puts a lot of pressures on us, and I think we create these syndromes ourselves. Like the imposter syndrome was created by society's pressures that came about. So that's what I think imposter syndrome.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mariah?
I think it's like the act of like not wanting to shine your light in the fear of that you're like, you know, not shining your own light, you're shining someone else's light or whatever the case is. Like you don't want to do nothing because you feel like you're like taking on somebody else's persona. And it may be like the same field, you're working in some industry, or, you know, like you feel like you're a stylist, you have the same look, whatever the case is, you just feel like you're taking on too much of somebody else's. Like you're not drawing from creativity anymore. You feel like you're taking on too much of them. I don't know. But yeah,
I can see that.
Anyways, but yeah, I can see where Michelle's coming from too, because I feel like social media has like heightened it like a lot.
Well, not social media. I was saying like social conformity as in like
that
society's
too.
pressure.
But
like media is a part of it, yeah. But I just think like our pressure. Like I think there's just a lot of pressures of being successful and what that success means in like America or in this world,
sure.
And we try to be the best that we can be, and I think that's how we create these unrealistic things like being a perfectionist and stuff. Like I don't think that's realistic.
I feel like that's like I feel like only reason I mention social media because that's a platform where we see these things happening. Like you're gonna see such a huge, like a mass amount of people trying to fit this mold or this image, and you're like, wow, they already have all this stuff and they've done all these things, and it's like low key they most likely haven't, and they're probably struggling just like you, and you know you don't have to be afraid to. I don't know. I just feel like social media is like the platform where everybody can see that mass amount of times a day. For some people, they see it so many times because it's like right there, and most of us are connected to our phones in some way.
Yeah,
it's very rare to find somebody nowadays without social media.
Yeah, I agree.
For me, imposter syndrome is like that feeling of you not belonging in a place. That like. You are looking at other people that are around you and may have been there for years or maybe just started, or especially with, like you said, Mariah, social media, you're looking at people who look confident in this position and you feel like I don't have those same characteristics as this person. I don't have that same, like, I'm not as confident. Or I think it is a big part of like the way you think. Mm-hmm. So you feeling inside that you don't belong, like you don't belong in a place. Basically, I'll say that. Yeah. So that's kind of my definition of imposter syndrome: the feeling of you not belonging there, right. Like of being fraud, of not being good enough.
Yeah. I think so. I think, and there's like a lot of people who are even famous, like you said, like this mode of like perfectionism, like Michelle was saying. People who are famous, who that have, in our eyes, have achieved perfectionism, are still dealing with imposter syndrome. Like there's people like Maya Angelou says she deals with it. Mm-hmm. Well, dealt with it. Tracy Ellis Ross, Lupita, like there's like Jennifer Lopez. These people have like came out and said that they dealt with imposter syndrome. But yeah, that was it. So I was just like, I just wanted to kind of like highlight that it's not just random people or just normal everyday people. It's people that you are aspiring to be or aspiring to be like, and they actually deal with it too. So that's kind of, you know, interesting.
And that's also different types of imposter syndrome. Some people can feel like an imposter because they have been going through life and everything has been so easy to them, and then they get to the point of everything, like stuff is beginning to be hard, and it's like, well, damn, maybe I don't belong here because all my life math has been super easy for me, but now that I'm at this Ivy League school and I'm seeing all these other people who maybe don't look like me, you know, or maybe they do, and it's like, damn, they're like way smarter than me. Right. Like you kind of comparing yourself, or you just feel like you want to know everything about like a topic, like everything before you start, and I feel like that can also be like kind of detrimental to you, like you feeling like you have to know everything before you start, because that's not how life works.
Right. And there's this piece I've seen in the article, and like you said, I don't know if you've seen it too, but it's called The Natural Genius, and it was a part where people who struggle with this who are also natural geniuses judge success based on their abilities as opposed to their efforts. In other words, if they have to work hard at something, they assume they must be bad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can niche. I feel like I'm actually like screenshot this to my husband.
That's funny because I was
like he's like a natural genius, and I feel like sometimes he just doesn't
see that.
See it. Oh, I think he knows it. And he doesn't care.
Yeah. That's fine. I just put that. No big deal. That's funny because I was actually going to just read this quote from Tracy Ellis because she literally just said that. She was like, that my agent said I didn't pop when I walked into a room. At that time, maybe I didn't pop when I walked into a room, or maybe I didn't know who I was, but it was one of those moments in my life and in my career where I remember crying to my sister and thinking, I don't know what I can do as this career. This is way too hard. And if I'm doing this, does that mean that people can get to make a comment on who I am? And I take it very personally. And it was the beginning of a lot of growth for me, which I think can affect people with imposter syndrome. Like if you're in the limelight and like people are commenting on like, when you're in the limelight and you're dealing with imposter syndrome, and that probably like heightens it a lot because people are like comparing you all the time. Like look at Nicki and Cardi B. Like they're always comparing Cardi B to Nicki, like all the time. Like she can't even be Cardi B. It's like, yeah, she's Cardi B, that's a good album, but did you see Nicki, the pink print? Like dang, like why can't they just be Nicki and Cardi B, not Nicki versus Cardi B?
Right.
It's always something.
It's almost like once you become someone, or even in general in life, it's just like you're a brand, right? Yeah. It's like if you always shop with Angel tissue, okay, you know what I'm saying, and then there's like what other brand tissue is
Charmin.
There? Charmin, right? You're gonna be like, man, this Angel tissue was soft, but Charmin is better because you know, like everyone has their, I prefer this, I'm going for this, and everyone roots for it. So I think that's why we have that same situation with people who we admire, like Nicki fans versus Cardi fans, like. It was good, but did you see Nicki's album? Like,
she copied her, girl, because Nicki been doing that. Like,
so I think it's a lot of comparing. We do a lot of comparing, and that's why I called it when I was defining it like social conformity pressures. Like we put so much pressure, like society puts so much pressure on us that we have to choose. Like I think there's an issue with the fact that, and voting is coming up, y'all, but there's an issue to me in society that we have to choose who's our president. Like we only have a certain amount of people to choose from, and we got to choose from one person. It's like society puts pressures on us to have to pick and choose Democratic or Republican, right?
Yeah, kind of
or
put you in a category.
This or that. Like it's not like, and if you're in between, people feel some type of way about that, and they want to make assumptions based on it. It's all political to me, and I think that's how we create this imposter syndrome because we have to pick sides all the time. And I don't know. And I think sometimes when you have to pick a side and you go hard for it, you become an imposter in the process.
Okay.
That was a pretty good comparison.
I have another question for you guys.
Okay, yeah.
Do you deal with imposter syndrome in your personal lives? Hello? Somebody?
Going based off this definition that I'm looking at, it says they maintain a strong belief that they are not intelligent. In fact, they are convinced that they have fooled everybody around them to think that they are intelligent when they are not. I think that is true of me because there's many times that I feel like I doubt myself because like Michelle said, you're literally comparing yourself to somebody else. You really don't even know the behind the scenes stuff, what they went through, what level they're on. Like you probably just started yesterday. They've been doing it for like 10 plus years. Like, and you're comparing yourself to somebody who's already like been doing this for quite some time. So yeah, I struggle from it because I'm very much so a victim, or not a victim, but a person that indulges in comparison quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I just do it just not even because I'm like trying to be better than someone. I'm literally trying to better myself. And so I go to like see like how people did something and I'm like, oh, they did that so good. Like, why I don't look that good? Like, why can't I like be that good? And then so it's like, well, maybe they do it so well and they've done it so good because they actually been doing this for like forever. And like you just started, sis, like this morning. So I don't know. That's why I'm just like, I gotta like kind of scale back a little bit. Like, yeah, it doesn't look like theirs, but that doesn't make yours bad either. It just means that you just need to work a little bit harder.
Yeah, and I think people fail to realize that you have to fail in order to succeed. Like a lot. I mean, a lot of the times, not all the time, but in order for you to get to that, like that next level, you have to go through some type of adversity. And when adversities come, a lot of people like give up, like at the first sight of it, like, nope, that's too hard. I don't want to do it. Or like something like that. To go off what you said. What about you, Michelle? Do you deal with imposter syndrome?
Yes, absolutely. When I read this, they said 5 things, and I know which one I am. It said, here's the 5: the perfectionist, the superwoman/man, the natural genius, the rugged individualist, and the expert. So I am the rugged individualist, and let me read it.
Okay, go ahead.
Sufferers who feel as though asking for help reveals their phoniness are what Young calls rugged individualists. It's okay to be independent, but not to the extent that you refuse assistance so that you can prove your worth. If this applies to me, these are the questions. Do you firmly feel that you need to accomplish things on your own?
Yes.
Yes. I don't need anyone's help. Does that sound like you?
Yep.
Yes. Do you frame requests in terms of the requirements of the project rather than your needs as a person? Yes. So I am a rugged individualist, and it's tough for me.
Yep.
It's been a tough part of me, and even in my marriage that I'm still working on.
But I think you're doing it better though, because you reached out to that guy to help you co-collaborate on your event. So that's a big step in the right direction. Because you could have been like, nah, I'm going to just do this on my own. Like, last event was nice, so this one's going to be nice too. But you actually took a step out on the limb, asked him and said, hey, would you mind helping me with this?
My husband helps me a lot in Nova.
It's okay.
He does.
But yes.
I
do you feel like you're a perfectionist? I mean, do you feel like you agree with that, or you feel like you are okay with asking for help?
I asked for help.
I'm trying to ask I know you as a friend, but I'm trying to give the listeners a couple like tips and tricks of who we all are.
Yeah.
I feel like I resonate with that, Michelle, but I feel like I'm getting better. Like even with Jalal, let's just put him in there. Hey, producer. But like when he reached out, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just hit you up when. I guess I'm gonna hit you up when I need some, I guess, but it never came around. And so when he was like trying to help us, like when we first started setting up for our recording with him, I was like, what is he doing? Like, that is mad, bro. I don't want him to be like, I didn't want him to think that I was like forcing him to do something. And it was like, you're not forcing him. He literally is wanting to help you guys. So let him help. But I was in my head as being, the type personality that Michelle just listed, in my head I was like, you're forcing him, you're pressuring him to help you guys, and it's like, dog, he's literally just doing this because he wants to help you guys.
Yeah.
And so that's how I kind of like agree with Michelle in that aspect, because I'm like, well, I'm happy that I didn't let that imposter syndrome get the best of me, because now Jalal's producing our show.
I know, and look how good we sound. Well,
great.
Look how good we sound. But listen
hear how good we sound. Wow.
You hear us, we sound good. Okay. So I think I deal with imposter syndrome in a different way. I don't mind asking for help. Sometimes I feel like I ask for too much help. Like sometimes I feel like, right? Fuck you, first of all. Get out.
Like, no,
get out.
I'm kidding.
I feel like I ask for too much help sometimes. So sometimes I'll try to like figure it out on my own first. But then when I don't ask for help, I'll be like, fuck, I should have asked. Like I should have, but I deal with it in the form of like comparing myself to other people. When I was in undergrad in social work, a lot of times when we had to do like, you go up in front of the class and like do a scenario.
Presentation or something?
Not a presentation, but you do a scenario.
Like a scare or something.
Yeah.
Kind
and
of.
A lot of the times when I would go up, the teacher would be like, give me like a minute and be like, you know what you're doing, get up. Like, and everybody else would have to be there for like 5 minutes, or she'll have to coach them or whatever. But for some reason in my mind, I felt like I still wasn't good at it. Like when I went into social work after I graduated, I felt like I don't want to be I don't want to fuck this person's life up, first of all. And I was comparing myself to the other workers there. Like, oh, they do this with their client. You know, I must not be doing this right or whatever. And also with life. And then also with like cooking, because I haven't been doing, like, I haven't cared about my food looking good.
Presentation,
much. Yeah, presentation was never like my strong suit. So of course, we looking on social media and it's like, oh, this person's food looks
put a garnish on it.
Yeah, like, bitch, I ain't never cooked that, you know, whatever. Yeah. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do that because their food looks too good and I know my food ain't gonna look that good or whatever. So it's like, I don't want to put myself out there because I'm constantly comparing myself to other people. And I think social media is a big part of that for me. Mm-hmm. Just being on there as often as I am. Mm-hmm. It's like watching people succeed, and it's like I feel like I can't do it. I don't want to start from the bottom a lot of the times. Mm-hmm. Like I see people that are at their level 10 and I'm comparing my level 1 to them, kind of thing. Yeah. Like I see people who have been doing their videography for years and I'm just starting. I'm like, mine don't look this good, so I don't want to put this out. Yeah. But I'm actually stunting my own growth, like by doing that, by like not putting myself out there, not wanting people to see me at my level 1.
I love that though, when I see like YouTubers or just people I follow in general, like seeing them from like where they started to like where they are now, like that makes you like more happier for them. Like, wow, like, right, that's so cool. Like I'll give an example, like Aaliyah J, she's a makeup artist that was really big on YouTube, and now she's like doing Nicki Minaj's makeup. And she's always been like, you know, somebody that she looked like Nicki Minaj, and now she's doing her makeup. Yeah. So I think that's pretty cool. And if she never would have put out her first video, right, she was like, I'm doing this in my bathroom. Nobody's gonna like this. Right. Like, and then she would never, like 5 years later, would never been like here to like be able to do somebody's makeup. But she always.
Right, you say like so much, bro.
Like?
No, do not say like again. Do not. Like. I'm telling you, like, do not.
Like.
No. Like, we have to work on our pause words. We do. I don't care.
Anyway, so
all right, Mom.
Right.
Catch mines too. I want y'all to catch mines too. I'm just saying.
Okay. We got you.
Okay. Thanks.
Do you have anything to add?
Hey, I don't even know what I was saying. Right? I'm stuck.
I'm like.
I don't know what I was saying. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, do you have anything?
Right. Do you have anything to contribute to the conversation?
Right. Exactly.
Wow. I do. I actually want to read the each one for our listeners to figure out if maybe they're not one of our imposters, which we already said we're all imposters clearly. Mm-hmm. If they have some imposters.
Okay.
In this article, but that could be something that happens later. So I don't know.
Just do it now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Oh my God. So Michelle, you were the rough one, right? Rough. What was it?
Jagged edge. What was it?
I am the rugged individualist.
Rugged individualist. Got it.
Okay.
I'm rugged. Okay.
Okay. Let's figure out which one Una was.
Okay. So there's 5 types. I already named them, but I'll do it again. The perfectionist, the superwoman / man, the natural genius, the rugged individualist, and the expert.
Say something.
I want to hear each like description.
I thought you was gonna go into detail
about it. But y'all talking stuff over there.
No, we're not.
Y'all getting y'all subtle nonverbal.
Say a thing.
Okay.
So feel free to continue.
Anyway, I'm just gonna name off the questions and you can say if this is you. So I'm gonna name off the questions first. I'm gonna say you're the perfectionist. So have you ever been accused of being a micromanager?
Nope.
Do you have great difficulties delegating? Even when you're able to do so, do you feel frustrated and disappointed in the results?
No.
When you miss the insanely high mark on something, do you accuse yourself of not being cut out for your job?
Yes.
Do you feel like your job must be 100% perfect 100% of the time?
Kind of.
You are a perfectionist. And then the superwoman. Do you stay later at the office than the rest of your team?
Fuck no.
Even past the point that you completed that day's necessary work?
Nope. Fuck no.
Do you get stressed when you're not working and finding downtime completely wasteful? Have you let your hobbies and passions fall by the wayside, sacrificed to work? Do you feel like you haven't truly earned your title, so you feel pressed to work harder, longer than those around you to prove your worth? That's the Superwoman slash.
No,
that ain't me.
It doesn't have to be towards work. This could be towards something else as well that you did. So, in this one, do you have a track record of getting straight A's or gold stars in everything you do? Were you told frequently as a child that you were the smart one in your family or peer group? Do you dislike the idea of having a mentor because you can handle things on your own? When you're faced with a setback, does your confidence tumble because not performing well provokes a feeling of shame? Do you often avoid challenges because it's so uncomfortable to try something you're not great at? You are the natural genius. And
that's not me.
Do you firmly feel that you need to accomplish things on your own? I don't need anyone's help. Does that sound like you? Do you frame requests in terms of requirements of the project rather than your needs as a person? That was me, the rugged individualist. And do you shy away from applying to job postings unless you meet every single educational requirement?
That's you.
Are you constantly seeking out trainings or certifications because you think you need to improve your skills in order to succeed? Even if you've been in your role for some time, can you relate to feeling like you still don't know enough? This is the expert.
That's her. Yeah. Guess we found.
All right. So that was the 5, y'all.
Oh, let us know which one you guys are by calling our Google Voice number.
Yes.
No.
Fucking something.
Or emailing us.
That too. Yeah.
Yes. Man, I'm telling you, these society pressures will put us in each one. But honestly, do you guys see any positives to
Imposter syndrome?
Being an imposter? Yeah.
I'm glad you asked. Yeah. I think that there is a positive because to me, it keeps you humble. But I can see that it also can get to the point where it's like stopping you from don't distract me. It's stopping you from succeeding, like stopping you from even trying. So I think that it can keep you humble, but I think that it also can get to the point where it stops you from living your life, and that would suck, like, to me.
Okay.
What do you guys think?
I think that there's a positive in the aspect that, like, as far as I guess perfectionism, when you're like, well, not, or even the question one where me and Michelle fit into. I mean, sometimes, asking for help is like, I don't know. Oh, I said like, oh damn. Asking for help is equivalent to feeling as though you are less than that person. So I can see as where you would want to not ask them. So I think that it's good in some instances because you're not bombarding people with questions. You're only reaching out. Well, personally, I feel like I reach out when I absolutely need the help. Like, I'm like, okay, I need the help.
Yeah.
Because I done failed about 10,000 times. Now I need the help. And so I feel like I'm not bombarding. So when I do ask questions, I feel like people receive that better because they're like, wow, she must really need the help because she ain't never asked me nothing before type thing. But then that's also bad too. I don't know. But I feel like that could be a positive because people feel like when you do reach out, you're like, they are more willing to help you due to you reaching out because they're like, they are whatever. Okay, I gotta look at some adjectives for like.
You're doing very well.
They are.
You are doing well. I'm happy this is happening. This is good. This is going to help when you do your hosting thing too. You can't.
True. I can't say and like. Those are my two biggest things. I'm gonna say it again. But yes. That's why I feel that it's okay in some instances because I feel as though when I do reach out, they're able to help me or able to see like, hey, she really needs help because she never reached out to me before. But that could also be a bad thing. I don't know, because then they could also receive that as, oh, wow, she never reached out to me only when she needs something. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's a good and a bad thing.
I think it's a positive because literally we spoke about a lot of people who've made it in their profession or in their industry saying that they were an imposter. But I think in some cases that worker's mentality comes with setting high expectations for yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not okay to compare yourself, but sometimes you have to look at how far that person has went, look at their journey and say, I need to follow those same steps to get to where that person is or get further along where that person is. And that's like having a mentor, right? That's what mentors do, tell you that it's okay to fall and you're going to get up. And that's what I think of as a mother too, right? When I'm teaching Nova, when she falls, it's okay to get up. If she hits her head, it's going to be okay. You're going to keep going. So I think in some cases, it's okay to set high expectations, and it's okay to look at and compare yourself to someone else if you're doing it in a way that you're looking at their journey and saying, I need to follow those same steps to get to where I am.
Right.
Yeah.
So. I agree with that one.
I agree.
Because I mean, it's good to look at someone it's good to look at someone not in comparison, but just as like a guide for you to kind of maybe to kind of learn from their mistakes or to build off of something that they started,
right?
Kind of thing. So like this person started whatever, and I'm like, okay, I can do that too plus. Kind of thing, or I can look at that as like a stepping stone kind of thing. So I do feel the same, like it's positive.
Yeah, it could be helpful.
Yeah.
And here goes the Google Voice number again for all those who may have missed it. Last week's episode is at the start of the show, but it's 515-996-0299. So give us a call, let us know which imposter you are, which umbrella you fall underneath, or if you're an imposter at all. Maybe you're not even an imposter. Maybe you feel like you're not even deal with that. So,
or what you thought about the episode in general? Is there something that we said or we missed that you want to contribute?
Yeah, definitely.
Include that into our next episode, just to update our listeners and educate them as well.
Yeah, for sure. We can say at the start of the show, last week's episode, give a little recap.
Yeah, we need to grow. We have some growing to do, all of us individually. So we're not gonna feel offended. Maybe, I don't know. And then lastly, to wrap this conversation up, what advice do you have to give to your imposter, to the imposter that you feel like you are? Michelle?
Realize there's no shame in asking for help when you need it. If you don't know how to do something, ask a coworker, ask a friend, or ask a family member. If you can't figure out how to solve a problem, seek advice from a supportive supervisor or mentor or career coach. Mentoring other people or volunteering can be a great way to discover your inner self. When you share what you know, it not only benefits others, but it also helps you heal your fraudulent feelings.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't my own personal
right.
It was a good one to end it off.
I was like, that's good.
That sounded like
that sounded scripted. It's okay though. It's okay.
But it was solid.
Whatever she said, that's what I think too. Whatever she said.
Okay. I think first of all, a lot of the advice that I give is really for me. I'm just telling myself it. So I think that for those of you who feel like a perfectionist, I guess you would classify me as, but I don't think I'm a perfectionist. But for those people who are like constantly comparing themselves to other people, I think that you should only do it when it benefits you. So if you start to feel like discouraged, then stop looking at people in that way. And I also think that self-talk is super important, and I didn't think that it could push you or stop you as far as it can, but self-talk is very important, because if it's for me, it's easier for me to talk negative to myself, so I walk that way too. But once you start speaking positivity in yourself, like saying, you do look good, or you can do this thing, or you don't have to compare yourself to this person or what or whatever, you can do it. So look to people for encouragement and for like learning. Don't compare like in a negative way so much all the time.
Don't compare apples and oranges.
Right. Take what you need, leave the rest alone.
Okay, because if you an apple, you ain't gonna be like that orange.
You're not gonna be an orange ever in your life.
Okay.
If you're
I have a quote.
Okay.
Oh. Well, not a quote, but whatever. No matter the specific profile you struggle with, confidence you're far from alone. So take one example. Studies suggest that 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their career. So y'all not alone. We all struggle in some area, even if it's that person that you really look up to. Like Mariah said earlier, you never know how far or where they started. So
True.
we all experience it.
Yeah, and another thing to people who have the similar imposter syndrome that I have, put yourself out there. Just take that leap of faith and just do it and learn from it. So even if even if you fail, you've learned something in it. You know, even if you feel like, you know, cooking is my life, and then you put all your, you know, all into it, and it still doesn't work out, then you tried it, you know. And life is about living and trying new experiences. So if you're not doing that, then what you doing? What you up to? So,
exactly.
Let them know.
Yeah.
I'm an all straight out risk taker.
Yeah, same.
That's how the podcast started, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, random, right?
So random.
Okay, so can we get into our special
Melanin Media? Is that what
what are we going to do first?
right now?
Yeah, it is.
Or is it our things?
Melanin Media first.
Either one.
That's what I think.
What's the Melanin Media for today?
We have too much, so we can condense it. You guys,
Too much? What's going on?
there's Cardi and Nicki. There's Serena, and not even just Serena, but just the U.S. Open. I mean, what do you want to talk about, sis?
Who? Me?
I was talking to you, yeah.
I don't care. None of that stuff is...
Do you want to talk about Serena?
I mean, I don't have much to say about it, honestly.
Okay.
Either one. So I'll let y'all choose.
Okay, cool. You go ahead. Do you want to go first, Frank? Because you should want to see the knot on the head first. You want to talk about it? Go ahead.
I think a security guard did that.
You think a security guard
I
punched
think
Cardi?
so.
Well, probably like elbowed her.
I don't think they got to even touch each other.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It was just two.
But it seemed like Nicki Minaj. First of all, when Nicki Minaj first came out, I was like a big fan of hers. And then I don't know, later on it just became like, I think we talked about this last night, she became like a bully of sorts, like say this about you and then be like, oh, I didn't say nothing, or you know, well, I said that because, like, she always has an excuse for her actions. And Cardi is a person who came from the hood, you know, and she talks how she walks, you know. So it's like, if you continue to talk about my family, which, I mean, technically words shouldn't bring you to anger, but we're all human and we're all in different places in our lives, and if that's something that you deal with, if that's something that triggers you, then don't, like, it's okay. Yeah. But, you know, like, learn from it. So I mean, I'm not mad at Cardi for defending her child. Like, I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I want her to handle it better the next time, because if that's the case, you're gonna be fighting 75% of the people on Instagram, you know. But yeah, that's my take on it. I can
understand. I'm
not mad at Cardi.
I'm not mad either. I just really want, I don't know if Nicki's going through something right now. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like as of lately, I feel she's become this kind of like mean girl that doesn't want anybody else to win at all. Like, she's upset with Cardi for coming out, or she's upset with any new girl for coming out. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me because I don't move that way. Like, I want everybody to win. So to see somebody that's like, I just want to win, I just want all the awards, I just want all the fame, I just want all the, it just doesn't make sense. There's room for all of y'all to win, and y'all not even really, I guess people can compare you guys and say you guys are both rappers and you guys dress provocatively, whatever. Y'all are like the same, but like, y'all are not the same though. So I don't know. I feel like she's just threatened by Cardi, which is why this is happening.
Yeah, I can see that too.
That's that.
Moving on to Serena.
Moving on to some positivity. Anyway, so Serena Williams actually was defeated by I keep saying by Naomi Osaka, who is a Haitian Japanese. And I just wanted to like put that in there, you know, like she beat Serena in U.S. Open finals. Like, that was her idol.
Right.
We talk about imposter syndrome.
Right.
Like, she beat one of her hugest idols, and her idol was, ties into the last topic, her idol was happy for her. Like, why can't Nicki be happy for Cardi? Whatever the case is. But Serena was actually happy that this young girl beat her. it was just like, wow, like I can, I'm happy. I'm happy that you won.
Pass the baton. I'm all
Thank
about
you.
that.
Passing the baton.
Sometimes I feel like sometimes we struggle with that in the Black industry as far as like legacy in music.
Right.
Like, no offense to Diddy, but Diddy needs to pass his stuff. Like, Diddy needs to stop being in the scene. Like, Diddy needs to pass his legacy on to, you know what I'm saying? I know he's helping his kids out in some area, but sometimes we can't let go of the baton. Like, sometimes it's time to pass the baton and let somebody else be great. Like the Breakfast Club, for instance. They've been on the air for so long.
Right.
Pass the baton to some younger Black media people who are trying to be up on the air. Like, it's time to move past these old heads, like Oprah, all these older people doing talk shows and stuff. Well, Oprah's not really
talk show. She got like her network.
But y'all get what I'm saying?
I see what you're
saying.
We're
going to see a young us in the scene, right?
But I feel like some of those people that you just named are still making great content.
Yeah, they're still making great content, but you can share that content to somebody else who's also creating good content. Like, it's okay to pass the baton. Like, you had your shine. Now let's give these younger people something to look up to as well.
I think
like these people we're looking out to, they're way older than us at this point. Like, you don't think when they started that they were around our age?
I see what you're saying.
Still looking at them now?
I also see that I feel like they're trying to, in a way, as far as Diddy with Revolt TV, he made Revolt TV so they can have like their own little, like their shows or whatever.
Club is on Revolt TV.
It is? Did not know that. That's a good one. But Oprah, how she has like all these shows on her network. Like there's one called, what is it, Minding My Business? And it has this lady that goes in and hosts Black businesses or whatever the case is.
Is she younger?
She's 35, 36. I think that's young. She's like, you don't think 35 is young? Oh, wow.
No, I think it's young, but I'm saying these people, if you think about where they started, how old they were, some of them were older when they started, but at the same time, I think it's time to see some new faces in the game. That's all. And some younger faces. 36 is not that old, I guess. It's really not. But I'm just looking to see us
pass the baton.
Yes, that's all. Like, I want to see us. Why are we not the Breakfast Club now? We knew. We young.
We hip.
We're fashionable. Fly today.
Yeah, we definitely could do it. I'd move to New York right now if I was going to be on the Breakfast Club.
But I'm saying, like, it's time to create that. But how can they pass that along and stop? It's cool. Whatever.
I see what you're saying.
I don't think I'm being a hater. I'm just saying I think it's okay. Like, do what Serena did. It's time to pass the trophy on. Let's have a new face in the game. Like, we know Serena's the best who ever did it.
She's a GOAT.
Right?
Period. Right.
Now it's time for someone else.
I agree. As far as, like, just being a helping hand to somebody else. Like, you don't have to...
Hang your jersey up. It's okay. And it's always going to be there. We always going to respect it.
So you're trying to say be Kobe.
We always going to see it.
She's basically saying me and Kobe lead the game as Mamba.
And LeBron's in the game now. And
right.
It's hard people still having a hard time respecting that he's the one now. The chosen one. Gosh.
Okay. I wish I knew what y'all talking about.
Y'all don't know what LeBron is. You don't know LeBron?
I know they're basketball players, but that's it.
They're pretty much
they're trying
some
to
of the greatest players.
Compare Jordan and LeBron. Like, pass the baton. It's okay. So LeBron be the one now. Okay, I'm done.
I know what you're saying. That's exactly what I mean too. I feel like Nicki is very afraid to pass the baton to Cardi.
Yeah,
it's not gonna. She's not gonna do it. Like, it's not gonna happen. Like, she's not gonna do it for Cardi. Like, I don't see it happening no time soon.
That's why people don't respect her. Like, Lil' Kim don't respect her because Lil' Kim feel like, I passed the baton. I'm done. Hang my jersey up. It's okay. Respect the game and keep it pushing down. Like, I don't get it. Everybody trying to hold on to the trophy. Like, your trophy's getting dusty. Give it to someone else.
Oh, my.
Have it.
I mean, I see no lies. I see no lies.
Apparently, this is something that Michelle is very passionate about.
Yeah, no, and then, as she should be. I feel it. But yeah, that was some of the melanin media of the day, and then Colin Cap and the Nike ad and everything. Did we talk about that last week?
I don't think so.
We did not. So Colin Kaepernick is the face of Nike now, and white people have lost their minds They tearing up their old clothing that has Nike on it. They burning stuff down. They doing discounted sales on Nike. It's just really weird to like burn your own stuff that you already gave Nike the money for. And like, it's just weird. Like, I just don't get it. Like, y'all are that adamant about not having equal rights that y'all are just like, we're just fed up with Nike being good people.
I'm sick of white people.
Bye.
That's all I have to say about that.
I just know that man, I mean, y'all's president can just expose every,
racist,
right?
Every racist,
and like they keep on saying, "Make America Great Again." When was America ever great? I really want to know.
I don't know.
Cause if I'm my ancestors say, it was never great. Y'all a day late and dollar short with that one. Cause I ain't never seen America being great. But I mean, y'all go ahead. Y'all go off for y'all country.
We still kill and destroy. Okay, that's how we're the greatest. I know that, right? That's how America is number one because we do that.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. To a lot of countries, there's being bombs dropped on them right as we speak, which is crazy, wild.
But what do you have to do? It's like Game of Thrones. Are y'all ready? Okay. It's like Game of Thrones. That's what Nikki's doing. Like, you gotta be ruthless. You want to keep the crown. You gotta do whatever it takes. You gotta still kill and destroy. You want to keep the crown.
That is.
You guys don't win.
That's crazy.
You guys don't win. I watched Game of Thrones. I'm so excited for it to come on, y'all.
It's not even coming on to next year.
And no, April next year. We're about to be in next year right now. Like, what do you mean? It's the year is over. 2018.
No, it's not. Why are you saying that?
It is over.
My birthday hasn't come yet, so it's not over just yet.
Her birthday.
No, it's real over.
But her birthday didn't come yet. How disrespectful.
I know.
We didn't talk about a lot of stuff last week. And Jeffrey Owens being spotted at Trader Joe's, all that stuff.
My birthday is next year, so I'm excited for that.
All right.
Oh, you guys. But yeah.
Happy your birthday too.
Do you have any other media, Mariah?
Yeah, I was going to talk about Jeffrey Owens. I just feel like we're always so late on the media because of when our thing drops.
Well, maybe we should talk about old media that everybody knows already.
Yeah.
We should only talk about new media. Maybe we could.
What's new media? What's the new media, sis?
Huh?
What's the new media? Well, I guess we could talk about the white police officer that barged into a black man's house and killed him and said she mistaken his home as her own, which was a lie because they used to date, but that's a whole different story.
Man, I tell y'all, black men stop dating these white women. Was she white?
Yeah, she was. She's a police officer.
And then y'all be mad when y'all end up dead or in jail.
Bro, stop.
Come on. That was not. Come on, let's.
I'm just saying, y'all see this.
It's crazy because I was just yesterday. I was just gonna listen to the interracial relationship episode that y'all did like long ago.
So long ago, yeah. That was. I feel like that's when people listen to the most.
I'm gonna go listen to it today.
I'm saying black men in general need to be more careful. Just be careful out here. Everybody against y'all, okay? Everyone's against you, so be careful. And these white women, they want what you got, but they'll take what you got too.
Y'all see her? Okay, you recording her face? Okay, perfect.
Don't record my face.
We're already recording you. What are you talking about?
Anyways, you guys, so that's Melanin Media for this week. Yay! Thanks for joining us. Now off to our own segments. All right, I will go ahead and start off the segments for this week. I didn't have much time to ask you guys questions, but I just did a poll. So the poll was, do you feel, I explained what imposter syndrome was to you guys by pulling up a quick definition. So you all had a kind of synopsis of what the heck it was. And then I asked you in a poll form, do you think that you have imposter syndrome? And 63% of you said, I sure do. And 37% of you said, nah. So it was kind of, most people said yes.
Yeah, I to contribute to your thing, Mariah, I asked the same question, and I had 80% of people said that they suffer with imposter syndrome. 20% said they didn't. Gotcha. And then I asked, had they heard of imposter syndrome at all? And 43% said, duh, bitch. And then the other 57% said, nah, they don't know what that is. So we'll post this episode so you guys can learn more about what imposter syndrome is. And of course, Google is your BFF, EF.
Dr. Google.
Yeah, my mom when I used to ask my mom how to spell a word, she used to tell me to go look it up in a dictionary. So
Google's our dictionary.
that's what
now.
Google's for me right now. Do you have anything else?
No, that was it for Commas and Mariah for this week. It was real short, concise, to the point.
Cool. What about you, Nadish? What's the dish for the week?
Oh, okay. So last week I went to Snooze. It's this really good breakfast place. And
we went together when Michelle was here, so she wants her credit for that.
No, I don't. Go ahead.
Anyway, and they had this really good what the fuck? With the banana pancake, what was it? The banana split pancake.
I was like, wait, what?
And so I am thoroughly in love with banana pancakes. They just do something to my soul. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about making banana pancakes. So there's a few different ways that you can do this. So what you'll need for each recipe, for any recipe, is mashed bananas. So you can use the ones that are like overly ripe. Those are softer and easier to mash. And then you can just add them into your favorite pancake mix. So that's one way to do it. And I'm telling you, y'all, it's so good. And if you want, you could put peanut butter on it instead of syrup if you're like trying to be more healthy or whatever. And then I also seen this from scratch banana pancake recipe. So for it, you will need 1.5 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm just gonna go through it. Salt, ground cinnamon, nutmeg, which basically what you need to make a pancake, plus some mashed up bananas. So I love banana pancakes. You should try them. And if you're not a super I like to cook person, just mash up some bananas and put it in some pancake mix, and you have yourself some gold. So that's that.
I really don't like bananas, but
oh, you don't, huh?
No?
Allergic.
Oh, damn.
They cool though.
What you got, Michelle?
You know this.
Don't try to change the subject.
Right.
So I already did my whole update on the event stuff, but of course I'm going to give y'all a little update for Morning Brew. And so this one's to end off the summer, which is really sad. But thanks to the August job report, we're okay to saying goodbye to summer.
I'm not.
The U.S. economy added 201,000 jobs in the last full month of summer 18.
That's wild. I still didn't get one.
A more than 7-year streak of growth. And unemployment stayed firm at 3.9%, a nearly generational low. But that's not even the kicker. You've probably noticed your neighborhood economists watching wage growth stats very carefully in a strong job market with record high corporate profits. Many think wages should be higher. Well, that wish was mostly granted. Hourly wage grew 2.9% in August, the largest monthly increase since April 2009. The exact number, average hourly earnings climbed 10 cents to $27.16 last month. Remember that wage growth is often tracked as an inflation. That means Jerome Powell and his Fed pals are watching the measure closely heading into the last 3 meetings of the year. So the takeaway. If we continue to see wage growth move higher, it puts the Fed in play for a 4th rate hike absent tariff concerns. I don't know if y'all are updated with the tariff stuff, but that's on y'all's own. Y'all should look into it. And you don't have to go far for tariff concerns. Just keep looking into that. So yeah, that's it. I don't know how many of us, don't have jobs and everything, but they say that there's jobs out there. So.
I ain't got none. One of those 21,000 jobs you just quoted. But that's cool. I'm happy for everyone that did get a job, and I hope they're paying you well for the work that you're doing.
That's the stuff that Trump be saying, that he swear he didn't contribute the game, when it's been changing since Obama was in office, and Obama is the one who helped change the game. He just happened to be in office when things started to, look up. Whatever. He's reaping other people's benefits.
I was just about to say that. Yep.
That's how that goes.
Imposter syndrome.
Bye. Goodbye, Michelle.
So that was my, business update or whatever. So
okay,
that was all I have.
Does anybody have a Black business for this week besides more vibrant events?
I don't.
Nope.
Well, I do. Yay!
Of course you do.
So, I do. So, I ran into this guy, and randomly, I don't even know how this happened. Anyways, that's God. But he was like, I was on a business trip with my friend, and I don't even know his friend. He named her name. I don't know her. So he was on a business trip, and they were tired of listening to music because, long trips, road trips can be exhausting. Listen to the same thing over and over again. So she put on a podcast that she liked. And guess what podcast that was?
Was it Melanin Voices?
Melanin Voices. And he was like, I love this podcast. And he was all like, what do you guys do? What's your guys' goal? Like, and he actually has a business firm, and he works with we're trying to help minorities like start a plan and saving. We talked, and that was funny that he said that, because I was like, we literally just talked about leaving behind something for your family. He was like, yes, definitely want to close the generational gap. And he was like, that's what I kind of work with. Me and my brother, he has a brother that lives in Colorado Springs, he's in Denver, and they work together at Northwestern Mutual. His name is Marcus Hunter, and go to him for financial planning. Even if you're like trying to get a house, or you're just trying to save a certain amount of money every month, he will work with you to do that. And he'll meet with you, sit you down. And he's like, even if you can't afford his help, you can just take his tips on the initial meeting of him, and, just apply those tips to your life, and hopefully it'll help you. But he said he'll definitely, want to be a resource to either us or those that we come across. So if you ever need anybody to like help with financial planning and things like that, he's the guy to go to. He's very sweet, very nice. His name is Marcus Hunter, like I said, with Northwestern Mutual. But his contact information, his address is 1873 South Bel Air Street and Unit 1600, Denver, Colorado. And his phone number is 303-512-2198. Once again, 303-512-2198, and let him know that Melanin Voices sent you over to him to get some financial planning done, whether that be a will, whether that be you want to get a new place, whatever. He's down to help. Life insurance, any kind of insurance, he got you. So start now, because it's going to be harder later if you try to get it at 67 years old. Get it now while you can, because the earlier the better.
Okay.
So yeah, go over to Marcus, y'all.
Cool.
Hey, Marcus.
Perfect. So is that it?
That's it.
Are we done?
We're done.
We are done. So y'all already know where to find us. Melanin Voices, everything.
Right, and you Google Voice number.
You guys know the number. Ryan mentioned it earlier.
I did.
And yeah, we can't wait to hear from y'all. If you want to be our guest, let us know. Give us a call, email us, social media us. We're always looking for guests.
Yes. Yeah. And to all of those imposters out there.
Are you kidding, Nova? She's like,
what's she calling?
FaceTiming. Whatever, y'all. Go ahead.
Are you kidding, Nova?
I know, I'm like over here trying to turn it off.
She said, are you kidding, Nova?
Nova, why are you trying to FaceTime?
Y'all, this is real life right here.
Real life. I'm gonna do a mommy takeover, so y'all can see my trying to do business, trying to be a mommy at the same.
Are you doing this week?
I think you should.
Are we doing this week?
You should do while you're traveling.
I do want to do it, but I want to kind of have it planned out where I'm not as
busy.
Tomorrow I have stuff to do and I'm traveling, so not this week, but
okay. Yeah, I'll be tuned in for sure.
Me too.
Glued.
We'll let you guys know before it happens, hopefully.
All right, so we need to end.
Oh, okay.
All right, bye.
Special shout. I want to go at the end. A special shout out to our producer.
Yes. To Jalasali.
Y'all, he be keeping us
thank you so much.
Yes,
sounding all good.
Yeah. All right, maybe we'll figure out how to put him in it by saying thank you. Okay, whatever, y'all.
All right.
We out.
Bye.
Bye. Peace.